Well, hello, everybody. It's good to see you, Janet. Thank you for bringing that to my attention on the messages, the chat filter. I appreciate you looking out like you do. My goodness, I'd be lost without you. I honestly would. Hi, Heavenly Blessed, honey. Diane is here, and we are
Wow.
going to talk about the full moon in Leo. And this full moon in Leo is the last. This is the last one at 13 degrees, right? The last full
I
moon,
think
13.
so. I
Yeah.
think so.
So
I
that would be five in a row at 13 degrees. And it is the last full moon, before eclipse season, and the fire horse Chinese New Year starts on February 17th.
well,
But
it's the last one at 13, but then we've got, let's see.
I think it's 12 something. I
Virgo
don't.
is 12:53, so it might as well be.
Will be 13. Okay,
and
I'm on
and
the.
then the full moon in Libra is 12:21. It might as well be. And then
Yeah.
the full moon in Scorpio is 11:20. So
Okay.
it's just going backwards by a few minutes.
Okay, cool. Now, I meant to look it up and I didn't see it today. Hi, Acadian Proud. Hi, Heavenly Blessed Honey. Hi, Janet. Hi, Karen Robinson. Good to see you. 5 times Leo here, Acadian Proud, with a full moon in Leo. Mary Thornberry, good to see you too. The moon is very bright. It's beautiful out there.
It was like vanilla pudding.
Mm,
And Karen, thank you so much for the compliment this morning on my incantation for bride.
aw.
Coming
And
from a woman who does prose so well. Thank you, thank
yes. And Jan Series here. Diana is going to talk about Bridget and IMBOC in a minute. We're just going to knock out a few things on this Leo full moon. Like it is the last one. Well, we're going to say, I'm going to go with you, Diana. The next one might as well be 13 degrees. But
Yeah.
technically, astrologically, it's 12:53 or something. But this is important because 13 is the number of the goddess. And here we got Bridget today, right? And Persephone is involved. And how many other goddesses we have in this chart, Diana? Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Venus, Sedna,
And here
Xena,
we got the light.
and
This is what
Hygeia's
IMBOC.
involved. She's in a conversation with Mercury. Yeah, we got lots of good stuff going on over there.
No, I mean this is beautiful, and for us who have been doing the work, and I'm not throwing shade on anybody, but if you're connected, if you have your heart and mind connected, and your heart centered and soul centered first and foremost, and in authenticity and truth, this moon is beautiful for you because you can create. You can be the leader of your life. You can have the courage to create the life of your dreams. And that's what we're all working to. Not saying that any of us are perfect. I'm saying we have worked on ourselves. We're noticing out in the world those that aren't connected to their heart, and the awful things we're seeing. I mean, it just is what it is, and it's we can clearly see the differences between heart-centered, soul-centered, and heartless and soulless. Leo is ruled by the sun. It is the heart. It is the proud, courageous. Now, you don't want to be an egoic Leo, right? That's somebody not in their heart. Like, it's all about me, right? That kind of stuff. But I wanted to step back to last full moon in Cancer just for a second, because that was at 13 degrees. And it was the moon. America's birth chart has the sun at 13 degrees Cancer. So it was like directly, the moon was sitting on that Sibley sun. And we can see just in the last month, all the under things, the hidden things, so the moon things that have come out, right? We can see that. Let's be honest. They heartless, soulless, would like to take our rights and freedoms away, take our ability to follow the Constitution, follow the rule of law. I mean, they never have, and we're seeing that. But we, the people, where Aquarius comes in, and we have that big power up in Aquarius over there. We, the people, standing up for each other, standing up for the collective. Aquarius is known as the rebel, as the revolutionary, as the one who is, it's freedom for all or piss off, basically. So, and everybody's over there. I mean, what do we have? We have, my goodness, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. I got 9, and I know Vulcan's in there, so that's 10. Because Diana said that last night. If you guys didn't see Shine Your Light last night, we talked a good amount of astrology on there, and there's all those other beautiful souls talking about their heart's passions, right? All of these, that's, it takes a lot of courage to come out and say, I'm a medium, I'm a psychic, even though I feel we all have these abilities. When you really worked on it and you come out and you can say, I can, like Diana, she does the psychic shows, she does the Akashic record shows, we read intuitive astrology. I mean, we read cards, we use the pendulum. What are the
dowsing rods?
The dowsing rods. I mean, we've all been honing our skills, and this is why we have such a big community, and it keeps growing, because everybody's got the courage to follow their heart, one, and to do what they love and come out and shine, right? Come out. That's what Leo's asking us to do. Shine on who you are. Who are you authentically? That's the big word. As used, this is a word for the last year, I think, is authenticity, but it's so important.
Well, that's Leo, that's Pluto, that's
Aquarius.
That's Xena.
Xena
is in Aries sextile in that stuff over there in Aquarius.
Black Moon Lilith too, really, because she's like, if you're not on authenticity, I'm going to disrupt your entire life.
Yep, and that is Xena's at the top in Aries, with Chiron over there, and White Moon Lilith is in Sagittarius. In Leo with the moon, and we have Black Moon Lilith over there in Sagittarius.
I mean,
when we look at how Minnesota is going and doing, standing together and continuing, and business owners are starting to put signs in the window that they will not service any ice.
Are you there? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no service to ICE agents.
No, they shouldn't. I'm sorry. That's not an ethical police force, right? We already had trouble with ethical policing, and here we are. It's being shoved in our faces. So we're all going to, there comes more courage, right? The courage to stand up against oppression, against those that want to take your rights and freedoms away, and will tear gas you. Use what are those the bombs that bust your eardrums, or the sound? It's not a bomb. The sound. I forget what they're called.
Yeah.
Something. I mean, to do that to your own population, and we have concentration camps. They want to call detention centers. Know what they are as for-profit prisons, because those guys, those billionaire oligarchs, are making a shit ton of money off it, but they're making the money off the United States taxpayer. So a lot of things are going to have to be uncovered, right? But first and foremost, we were being rebuilt over these last few years. We were recreating ourselves, and it wasn't like there was something wrong with us. It was just we were remembering who we are, and as we were shedding, we were remembering more, and we were gaining strength in who we are, to stand up, to speak up for truth and authenticity and freedom. And Aquarius is right across from Leo, so that's that moon is pretty much all by itself, except for, what'd you say, White Moon Lilith, Varuna.
Yeah.
Varuna's there too, and all, but all these goddesses are here. Now, the thing that gets me the most, Diana, one of the things, I mean, there's a lot in this chart, is that Uranus is in Taurus, retrograde at 27 degrees. He's sitting on Algol. And I don't know if you remember when we had the show about Algol, where they want to make him the demon star. Well, no, what it was they abused Medusa so bad, they made her the demon, right? Well, she was, all the abuse we're hearing about, that's what they did to her. So she fought back, right? She came out swinging. And this is what, and guess who rules Uranus? Aquarius. I mean, Aquarius rules Uranus. No, I'm saying it wrong. Uranus rules Aquarius. So here we are, and we got that sitting next to very close proximity to another goddess, Sedna, who was thrown and chopped up by her dad and thrown into the sea. Now she comes into her own and creates all the sea creatures, but still, it's a terrible story,
It's all because Neptune raped her.
Yeah.
Because Venus wanted to have a date with Neptune, and instead he raped Medusa.
Mm-hmm.
And so Venus got mad at Medusa
and punished her,
put a spell on her, and chopped her head off and turned her head to snakes.
And yeah, this is awful, right? And all of these stories, right? All this old astrology, all these myths, all this legend. That was the way that they expressed the.
It was the barbaric human side of everything.
Well, and here we go back to the heartless and soulless. Was it really human? Because as far as I know, most humans have a heart, and they're pretty much a caring people. It's the ones that are pretending that don't have a heart, So this is, and the gods, I mean, they weren't really human, but I was going to say this about the old astrology and the gods and the myths. Yes, that brought astrology. We've worked, astrologers would probably hang me for saying this, but even the planets are evolving. The stories are evolving. We're no longer being the victim. We're no longer being suppressed and suppressed,
Yeah, that barbaric attitude that was put on them was reflective of what life was like in that time.
Right.
I'm not saying we're any better than the barbarians, because the behavior out there on the street is pretty barbaric.
We are.
Going to the dentist is barbaric. Going to the doctor is barbaric. It's all crazy. I mean,
that there's natural healers. Most of these goddesses in here, well, Shericlo is Chiron's wife, right? He's a healer. She's a healer. She's an Aquarius too. I'm pretty sure it's at 13 or 14 degrees. Do you have her on your stuff, Shericlo?
No.
Okay. So, and we have part of fortune over there in Aquarius. So that is saying there's some nice stuff coming up out of here. There's some that energy is being highlighted, that benevolent energy. I did want to say one more thing. The Sabian symbol for this full moon in Leo is, and this just blew my mind when I heard it, a human soul awaiting opportunity for expression. I mean, that's Leo, wants to express, right? But when they said a human soul, that really got me, because I'm always in my head, soulless, heartless, soulless, soul-centered, heart-centered. And I was like, yes, the human soul, the real heart-centered human soul is awaiting for expression, because the heartless and soulless have had control for 26,000 years and plus.
Yeah. End of the Kali Yuga.
Yes. Oh my God. So we're getting prepared. we started out with a bang on the 1st. It's not only the first cinnamon day, rabbit, it's IMBOLC. It's the full moon in Leo. Leo's a fire sign. In 2 weeks, we're having the solar eclipse in Aquarius. That's a fire. And the Chinese New Year fire horse. So it is preparing us. It's saying it's coming. Whatever is coming, and it's coming, and it's spicy. That's how I'm looking at it. What about you, Diana?
It's spicy. Yeah, you can say it's spicy, all right. I mean,
it's something,
something
else.
It's just, I'm at a loss for words today. And I shouldn't be, because Mercury is in a good position to be chit-chatting to Venus. But
where is it in your chart?
Well, my Mercury is in Gemini. But
where's the Mercury now in your chart? It's in Aquarius. Where's Aquarius in your chart?
It's at 21 degrees. My Mercury's at 9 degrees of Gemini. So, they're in a trine. But really, even where Mercury is right now, with that opposition that he's going through with the moon, it's a tongue-tied moment for a lot of us because of that. It's a hard time for anybody to be speaking right now. And Stefan Burns went live again, so something happened up there, which is another thing. We had an X flare today. I said it this morning. I was nervous this morning, and I didn't know why. And that was why, because we had an X flare.
I thought about you after I saw it was the next class. I was like, I got to let her know. I don't know if I sent it to you. I didn't. I just heard it.
A couple things, but that wasn't one of them.
That wasn't one. I was painting, so I was getting my anxiety out. I had no choice.
I was taking dogs for a ride. But I've been very tired today also, probably because I ate so crappy yesterday.
I've been eating crappy. I'm sorry. This energy, it's frustrating to look out in the world. Now, if I don't pay attention to that, I go about my business, but I eat. I've been eating some nasty, some chocolate covered brownies.
Yeah, get the brownies out, right? So that Uranus is still sitting on my damn Mars, and alcohol's right there, and that's that adds to it. That's the hardest part, because my Mars ain't moving. Uranus has got to, come on, Uranus, will you get moving? Just because, and then he's going to go direct. But at least when he's direct.
What degree is your Mars? Your Mars
is no longer 29.
Your Mars is 29. It's 29, right? 29 Taurus. So she has Uranus sitting on her Mars. So it's like some days she probably has a lot of energy and she's ready, and then other days,
But because that retrograde Uranus is a fixed planet in the fixed sign of Taurus, in the fixed house in my chart of the 8th house, and they're not going anywhere. Although right now she's in the 11th house, but
have Pluto. I have 3-degree Pluto sitting on my 3-degree Jupiter Aquarius at the last degree of my 12th house. And he's just going to sit there. And then he's going to go to 4 degrees, and that's my ascendant. So I just pretty much stay at home.
So at least when at least when Uranus goes direct, you can get some traction.
Yeah.
It's going to be slow moving to get started. It'll still be there on March 5th, which is my surgery day.
Well, that's a good surgery day because that's right after the last eclipse.
Yes. The eclipse is on the 3rd, and so I figured that as well.
What eclipse is? Why don't I know that eclipse? And one is Aquarius. The next one is, why my brain is fried, Virgo.
Yeah, right? That'll be the Virgo eclipse.
And that's a
healing. And get ready, because we've only got 6 months left of the nodes where they are. They're getting ready to move.
Yeah, that's going to be so cool. And that's, again, going into Aquarius, North Node in Aquarius is going to be lit. It's going to be crazy. It's just it. I mean, this is where we're already seeing the people coming together. But as soon as those nodes change, and that's in July. Is that July? Things are going to be. The people are going to be very, very vocal, and I'd say around the world. It's going to be a worldwide thing. It already is. I think
it already is. And look at the whole planet is alive and screaming. Sicily is falling apart.
Yeah. Earthquakes, everything.
300 acres at a time. It is falling into the ocean.
Dang.
I mean,
it's crazy.
And I saw something yesterday, and I wish I mentioned it last night while we were on. I saw something yesterday about the fault lines in California. One is the San Andreas off the coast, and then there's 2 more fault lines that come into that, and they kind of connect like in a pinwheel fashion, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, one of those fault lines has dropped. And since that one has dropped, is that the one that is causing the issues in Sicily? Because Malta was part of that also when it first happened, when the hurricane brought all that water on shore, all through Malta and what's the lemon? Not Sicily, Sardinia. Malta, Sardinia, and Sicily are in trouble.
Okay, Stephen Burns is live again.
Mm-hmm.
8.1, 1.5, and 2.8, and then he has 8 X flares after that. Was that
that just went off?
That's the one that went off.
Well, the X class that went off early today was a 1.4.
Hold on, let me see. No, he's live right now talking about a new round.
So then those things went off. No wonder I'm just exhausted. Anybody else feeling that way in the chat?
I'm very hyper. I'm very
well, but you've been doing things you've had lots of physical activity. I took the dogs for a ride, but that's just driving the car, you know.
At least you'll drive the car. I don't want to even drive the car. I'm like, no, right. It's not good.
Say hi to Jan and to Garnet. Hi, Garnet. Mangled Unicorn. Hello, Jax. Leah, hello. Who else we have here? Arcadia Proud. Good to see. Oh my gosh, 5 times a Leo.
I know.
With a Leo.
Right? 5 times a Leo. I need some charging. Who else is here? Got Mary Thornberry. Marie is grateful. Jean is placed on YouTube. I saw Heavenly Blessed Honey.
Old Windwalker. Hello, hello.
Old Windwalker. Love that name, Jen Sui. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Karen Robinson. So that fault, that
whatever one it is,
it fell down. Hypnicity is here. Hi, Hypnicity.
Well, it disappeared. So it must have suffered and dropped.
Yeah, we're okay, and this is Uranus, right? It's Uranus in all these Earth changes, but we're in Aquarius. That Uranus rules, so there's gonna potentially be a lot more because we had that storm last week. We just got over that, and then a bomb cyclone went in, but it just grazed us. But Virginia Beach got a few inches. It's not as bad as they said, but it's and I'd say more so the news that's out there right now, what we're hearing, that's so shocking, right? I mean, I know a lot of us knew that it was pretty bad and it was like that, but man, it's just what these kids have to go through. And here we got concentration camps where kids are just, we don't know what they're doing with these kids. They're a pedophile class taking the kids. I mean, you can't sit here and ignore that, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, like if at least the darling little boy with the blue hat is reunited with his dad.
Yeah.
The court things aren't over with, but they are home together.
Snow in Florida. What?
Whoa ho. Whereabouts?
Arcadian Proud's vertigo's been bad. Yeah, that's an X-class solar flare. Absolutely. Last couple of days. Jan Sui has been extremely exhausted.
And so this is a trigger for all of us. Take the time you need. Very tired. Yep. Headache. 5:05.
And you want to
6:30 a.m. The only thing I know is that I was born on a new moon. Yep.
My brother, who just passed last year, was born on May 5th, 65. So, Taurus. So, my brain just forget what you were going to say. That's what happens to me. I'll be talking and just like totally go blank. I don't even know. That's why I try to talk fast and get it all out while it's in my head, because it literally will leave my head and I'll just be going, what the hell was I thinking? What was I going to say?
Well,
I'm conflicted.
Aquarius talks really fast anyway, so you know.
With the Gemini,
there's 100 planets over there in Aquarius going nuts. Plus 50 stars we haven't even mentioned yet.
I know, and I have Aquarius ascendant and Jupiter on my Aquarius, so I'm pretty like full of energy.
We have Atlantis and
Shiva. Shiva's on the other side.
Shiva.
So Shiva's
on the other side of the moon. I mean the sun.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I've got pain in my yeah. I'm fidgety because I can't get comfortable.
And there's Maria's grateful. It's hyper and sleepless. Yeah, see, and it's the moon. It's the solar flares. It's everything that's going on, because in reality, we are raising in frequency and the cosmos is helping us, right? But as we go to these big significant days like today, it's a lot to integrate. So this is why Diana is saying, take rest, pause, take that break. And we're still in the shedding of the wood snake. Yeah. So, you got to allow, this is a more personal moon. And
that's a good analogy to put it. Like we're trying to rip that last bit of skin.
Yeah.
We got it off our heads, but now we're trying to carve all the rest of the body out of the tail.
Yeah.
And that's a long cobra snake.
Yeah. And that's uncomfortable. It looks uncomfortable. I always felt bad for snakes. But see, my brain just did it again. I don't know what I was going to say. It'll come like that.
Says we're a couple of professors. Yeah, Ginger, we're lost on Gilligan's Island.
Gina's Place on YouTube wants to know, what can you expect with an Aquarius North Node? You can expect the demand from the collective for freedom.
And hypnoticity just drew attention to overload, download, overload. Yeah. Information, too much. Here we go. We need to just be calling in our angels and our guides.
Yes.
And the silence. I mean,
yes.
Mercury doesn't want to talk sometimes. And he, compared to everybody else, he's at the end of Aquarius. He's out there at 21 degrees. But all of them, like I do the houses because the government is an issue, and it's a very dominant thing that's going on this year worldwide, not just our nation. So doing the chart with the houses shows us the Eastern time zone, because that's where I'm at. So being in the Eastern time zone, I do it and use it for that sake. A lot of astrologers don't, pay no attention to the houses, but because it's also relevant, and that is what we have to what we're looking to heal as a collective. We all have our own things that we need to work on, but we have this collective goal. And so I think it's important. So all of them are in the seventh house, right? Which now the moon is across from it. Now, if you remember when we had the new moon, it was in the seventh house. The moon was in the seventh house. That was important. Now we've got the sun there, and Mercury's like knocking at the edge of the door. He's right on the cusp line at 21 degrees to get out of that seventh house. But the way the moon moves, and as quickly as the moon moves, he's going through these tongue-tied moments. And I'm feeling it because I basically have that same position to the moon. In the lesser degrees, we're doing this. We're adjusting. It's that quincunx that I talk about, the fifth harmonic, the old time car radio going over the railroad tracks and losing the station, and I got to find Wolfman Jack. Where's that? Where's my Wolfman?
But that's a normal thing too. It's, I know. Well, I'm not a Gemini, so I know that's probably got to be concerning when a Gemini can't remember their words and talk. But as he's right there on the edge of that seventh house, going into the eighth house too, where that's about going inside. It's about what am I feeling, and I got to be alone to feel it, and I got to process my stuff and all that. Maureen has a question here that I think.
I'm sorry.
It's not that you do your birth chart every year. What you do is you take your birth chart and you put it with the transits, and this gives you what's going on with you now. So
your chart does not change. That's your blueprint.
Right.
That's your blueprint. We can do things to look at it differently. We can look at our progress chart, but that just changes things because we mature. As human beings, we mature. So we start gathering perspectives from a different angle. And that's your progress chart. And it may say you're in another sign, but you're not. My son is a Virgo in my progress chart because of my age. But I'm not a Virgo. I'm definitely a Gemini. However, they're both ruled by Mercury. So we can do that. And then at this time of the year, which I've been talking about, everybody can reset themselves to a 0 degree Aries, check where everything changes, and then that is a change in your chart, but not changing the blueprint. Just gives you an angle in which to understand what your calling is, what your purpose is, what it is you want to be when you grow up, if we ever do. You know what I'm saying? And so doesn't change who you are. It just makes you understand why you have a propensity to do that.
Another
astrologer. Yeah. I mean, my chart is a jack of all trades, and I am. But why do I gravitate always back to the math? And that I find the answer in my draconic chart.
See, and there's so many different modalities, right? That you can do a medical chart. You can do all different things. You could do a synastry chart. You could do a compatibility chart. There's
where do you want to move? You can do a geographical chart.
Yeah, you could do for money. You could do now. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I know Diana. We see more of the soul level on in people's charts. I'm not looking to see how you're going to make your, you're going to do good in the stock market. if it's there and my intuition says, hey, there's a good chance to make some money here, and I'll say that, but I don't, it's not my focus. But Diana's been getting into the draconic charts, and that's cool. I mean, you can always keep learning. That's Gemini. That's what she is. The Gemini part of us wants to keep learning. The Aquarius part of us wants to keep learning. And I heard a really cool thing today, Diana. You know how, excuse me, how Leo rules the heart? Aquarius rules the circulatory system.
Yes.
Oh man, I just
electric.
Yeah. So
the circuit.
And if your circulatory system is sluggish, you're going to be not so, connected to your heart, or have other heart issues or something. I just thought that was really cool.
Well, it's the way the heart is constructed anyway. So part of the heart is about the plumbing, and part of the heart is about the electricity.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, cool.
And so where's that electricity coming from? The brain. The brain to send the signal. It turns the switch on. The heart is pushing the water through. It's plumbing. The top heart pushes the plumbing. The bottom heart triggers the spark.
And the electricity also on what we eat. Are we hydrated? The energy's coming onto the planet. The energy's coming out of Mother Earth. We're always a frequency and resonance and vibration, and we're always. So if I am not feeling something and I just need to be alone, I will be alone. I don't have a problem with that. I don't need to talk. But there's times where, I wish I could remember things better. I wish my mind, but I think we're all getting hit with that. Just kind of, we have
the
this
numbers.
Well, we're
just shut off.
Yeah, but we also have this overload of, we're being bombarded by these evil bastards. That's what they do. And their psyop is 24/7, and they want to diminish us. They want us to be in PTSD. They want us sad and stuff. That's why, we just come on here every week, because we'll talk about the astrology, but we'll read some cards. We're going to have fun. We're not letting them get to us. It's just not, that's not how it's going to work. Hi, Sue Helen. Nice.
And I noticed today myself that part of my problem was that I'm dehydrated. And I haven't gotten hydrated enough. So when we get finished, I'm going to put an electrolyte packet in a bottle of water. But I had LaCroix, but I like to drink spring water. And because I just had my water system changed, I'm not quite ready to be drinking my house water, right? Mm-mm. And
I have filters on stuff, because I don't trust anybody's city.
I have filters, but it's not. I want the big system. I want the 3 filters before the water gets through the softener, and then another 3 on the other side of the softener.
You want
so that I've got clean, clean well water.
Because, and that's expensive, that system.
Well, yeah. And of course I want one of those tankless hot water things. But that's for another lifetime.
Mary's selling acres to Leah. Where do you live, Mary? Thornberry? She has acres for sale. We should start a community.
Yo.
If I had the money, I'd be doing that. I think we all have that dream, to live around like-minded people and just thrive in nature and do our thing, right? I don't know.
Are we rambling tonight?
I think we're entering into a time of colonialism collapsing all over the world. It will be a roller coaster. Well, it is the end. We're watching capitalism, and it's at the end. They've stolen everything they can, but we can create another better system, which is what I always hear from my guides. Hi, Katerina Bolshoff. It's definitely going, everything's, and Dinah and I have said this for years. These systems that are life negating are being restructured. There's no coming back from that. Not with Pluto sitting in Aquarius, not with all these lineups that we have coming up. All the planets have changed. All the outer planets have changed signs. I mean, it's just Hypnicity's looking to buy 100 acres. My goodness. Mary lives in Bethel, Ohio. Ohio is beautiful.
Well, and Garnet is a New Year's Eve baby.
45 minutes from Cincinnati.
12/31/1960. Happy birthday, Garnet.
You
know, I always thought you were a Capricorn. I'm not exactly sure why, but I got that vibe from you just from the conversation.
That's cool.
Stable. I'm loving that.
Yeah, I love learning.
Saturn is a Capricorn also.
Yeah, my Saturn's in Capricorn. It's retrograde. It's in the 12th house. So I wasn't very good. Well, I don't want to say I wasn't a good Capricorn, but I always knew that there was a better system.
but you did understand what was going on.
Yeah.
when all that crap was going on in Capricorn.
Yeah, I did. I sure did. I saw that as a kid.
The Pluto, but you know.
Man, I saw that as a kid. I was like, this setup is bullshit. It's just wrong how we, I mean, and we're the only country that works like we do. No health care. We have nothing for our tax money, nothing. And they just take it and fail the Pentagon budget 8 times in a row. Trillions are missing.
You sent me that thing on from TikTok with that guy Michael screaming and hollering about why are we paying taxes?
Yeah.
For what? For what?
Really? For what? I mean, we don't have infrastructure. They took away the Department of Education. I mean, what are we doing?
Right? No FEMA.
I don't know. So all that's going to change, as Diana and I had discussed. Now, do I know how it's going to actually end up? No, but I do know eventually it's going to be, because of all this Aquarius and that Aquarius North Node coming up, it's going to be more for the all. It's going to be what's the betterment of the all. But, you know, that might take, well, it's not really good. The nodes stay in sign a year and a half. So we have from now and the next 2 years to see it all play out. I do get, though, that we will have, we will see signs of life, of resurgence of humanity and our freedoms and rights a lot sooner. Like, I see that this year. It's just we gotta. They're purposely blowing themselves up because they've stole everything. Capitalism wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Everybody had they were doing all kinds of nefarious things, and obviously all these people in charge were pedophiles. So
they knew how to rig the system. That's just it. They knew how to beat the system and how to rig the system. But what? Yeah. So this is really the month that we've been talking about for a couple of years, because this is on the 20th. Saturn and Neptune conjunct at 0 degrees, which hasn't happened since 4,184 BC. Thank you, Heather.
I don't know how she figured it out, but man, I'm not even sure it was at, I think it was at like 2 degrees Aries. It wasn't even 0 degrees Aries. I think she said that the other day. It was at 2 degrees Aries, 4,000 BC. So, man, this is, I mean, for it to fall on 0 degree Aries, the beginning, the absolute spring equinox degree, a month before the spring equinox, it just Spirit is telling you there's a new era coming. There's a new, well, and we knew, right? Prepare, meaning prepare yourself, clear all the blockages within you, become your authentic self, connect to your heart, all that stuff. So when this era does start, you're ready. You're ready. It may look like, well, what am I going to do? Because I know I used to sit around going, well, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't even know. And here I am doing this, and I don't even know how I got here. Really. They said to do a channel, and I've argued with my guides for 2 years. I was like, no, you have the wrong person. I don't want fame. I don't want money.
And then we met.
Yeah. And we did, yeah, right. And this is what we do now. It's crazy. I mean, Diana was, neither one of us. We did this because we loved it, not because of any
YouTube channel was the farthest thing from my mind.
We did, and I was like, you have got the wrong person. But here we are, and so tell us about IMBOLC. Tell us about
all right. IMBOLC is so this is Brigid Returns. This is when we mark the time that we can see that the days are getting noticeably longer. It is the midpoint between the beginning of winter and spring. Okay. So we're on the middle degree. And Bride lived sometime between 450 and 525 BC. No, AD, sorry. BC. And that puts her in the time of Merlin. And her father is Dagda, and he is the chief god of the Tuatha-De Danann, or Danann, depending on whether you're American or Irish. I think they say Danann.
I always wondered how they said that. I could say the whole thing to Toulouse.
Tuatha-De Danann is the way I was brought up saying it.
Okay.
But then I listened to people in Ireland, and they say Tuatha-De Danann. At any rate, she's a goddess, and it was through the colonization and conversion of the Romans marching through everything, trying to convert all the pagans and make them Catholics. So she became a saint, but the truth of the matter is, saint is a word that means exalted. And her name, Brigid, means exalted. Now, she's known by a lot of different names: Bright, Brit, Britannia, Brigid, Bree, Bride, and Bridget, as well as Brigid. So there's so many different stories about her. When she was born, she would only drink the milk from a red-eared cow that her parents had, her mother had. And she is the goddess of cattle and all livestock: sheep, horses, birds, all the birds of Ireland flock to her. She is the goddess of midwives, and she is said to have looked over the cradles of all the children, all the babies. And on the eve before, we celebrate IMBOLC, which is not so much about her as it is about mother's milk. And the lactating, it's time for the sheep to start be born. And the mothers begin to lactate. So on the night before, we call it Brigid's Eve, we put out a brat bride, which is a scarf or a cloth or something that you would use as a bandage or a binding. You can put out your whole closet if you want to. And what you want to do is to put him in a place where, as Brigid comes through into the evening, bringing the dawn with her, she rides over these things and blesses them. And they become sacred tools for you. You have a headache, you wrap the scarf on your head. Your eyes are bothering you, you wrap it around your eyes. You have a toothache, you wrap it around your head. This way to hold your tooth together. You use it as a band-aid, as a poultice, as whatever kind of medicine you need. It was used for birthing. And so last night I had about 7 shawls out there and a couple of thin strips of fabric that I would use as a binding. And you can use it just, as a blessing from her. Whenever you need something to happen, you want to hold off a storm, because she is the goddess of the sacred wells. Mm-hmm. And she is the goddess of fire and the forge. She was a blacksmithy. And somewhere, someone a couple of days ago was in total denial. She wasn't a blacksmith, blah, blah, blah. And I can't remember what the show was. And the minute they said that, I shut it off. I was like, let's not go there, because she was a woman of the forge. Mm-hmm. She had to do it. She had to do it. She did it herself. And she did start a monastery. And we don't know whether that's the same Brigid or not. But if we think of this young woman who did have children, and of course her children grew up and left, and her husband died or whatever, a lot of women would join the monastery or join the nunnery. So it's quite possible that the stories of Kildare and the monastery that's there coincide well enough for it to have been this Catholic adaptation. Now there's a story about her cloak, that she is trying to get this land to put this monastery on. Now this is St. Bridget, and the bishop wouldn't give her the land, or the duke wouldn't give her the land. And so the duke says, she makes a deal with him and says, I only want as much land as my cloak will cover. And he laughed and said, come back tomorrow and okay, I'll give you the land. You think you can build a monastery? And he looks at her and he's looking at her cloak, and it's just a normal cloak. But when she came back the next day and took her cloak off and threw it out, of course, it's all that monastery that's in Kildare. Now, one of the things to do in order to keep the flame for Bridget, the forge, the flame that Bridget, the non-saint, would have had created, was she had followers, and there were 19 of them that had lived together. And so what they had done was to tend to the forge fire, and every night one of the sisters would have to stand over the fire and keep it stoked. We're not talking about a candle's flame. We're talking about a forging fire. So you had to keep it hot. And then on the 20th night, everybody rested, and they would leave the flame and fire up to Bride to take care of. As time went by and Bridget herself had gone on and died. So that is a practice that has come and gone. It went on from the 6th century until the 16th century, from the 5th century onto the 16th century. Then it fell from favor, and then it was revived again by the Brigidine nuns. Now, the Brigidine nuns, though they're Catholic nuns, they do cling to some of the pagan ways. And they had revived the practice of keeping the flame. So it's one of the things that I try to do myself as well, to be a flame keeper. But it's very hard during the winter because the candles burn up that fast. And I'm not in a position to go out and get them every time I turn around. And so I'm out of candles, and I can't light any on the porch to keep them going. But I usually use the tall ones that last 5 to 7 days during the summer. Anyways, so keeping the flame is part of the ritual of staying in touch with Bride, and doing the thing with the brat cloaks, the pieces of cloth. That's another ritual to stay. It's like cinnamon in the door. It's calling her in for the good luck that it brings. And another thing that I had noticed, partially because I was in a meditation with Danny Shea last week, and he had mentioned that he used to do a lot of ritual and ceremony just to warm up to do the ritual and ceremony. So he was spending a lot of time getting prepared. And I noticed the same thing, because he said he didn't do that anymore. But what I've noticed is that it's been a trade-off. That the time that I used to spend getting warmed up to do a ritual has just moved. We all mature, and we sit in a place where we're just open all the time because we're so practiced at it. We don't close it. And so more of my ceremony getting ready comes after the ritual ceremony itself. So it's no longer at the beginning, because I'm already open. I'm already in the Akashic. And the same with a lot of you, I bet. And then when you're finished with the altar, you're still in a state of grace, and that stays with you. So what I've discovered is that we used to, I don't want to say be open about telling people about it, because that, not really, but it was easier for people to tell that you were different. And by putting more celebration after the ritual, I have discovered that we don't close the mystique, but we protect the magic. Because mystique can change a person's mind. If you meet a negative person and they become intrigued and start to listen, or just start to hang around because of the vibes you put off, their whole attitude can change. But if they get the magic too soon and start playing with the magic too soon, they can do a lot of damage to themselves or anybody else. And so what we do by progression, by maturity of practice, is put ourselves in a position to be able to retain the mystique, but protect the magic. And I owe that to Bridget, because I've been with her for a long time. St. Winifred Wales, I got a statue of her, the Lourdes of Wales, they say. Oh, I love that. I love that. I'll have to look her up.
I know, and it's all right. It's what resonates with you, and like Diana was saying, the more do the same ritual all the time, and you just are it. You're just in that space, so that's evolving. And I keep receiving this too, as we remembering more of who we are, and we're raising in frequency, meaning more of our higher self is coming into our bodies. We're going to remember skills and abilities that I don't think are even on this planet at the time right now. Souls are so strong. We're so much stronger than we've ever been. They heartless, soulless, wanted to keep us thinking we were worthless, but now we're remembering that's not true. I mean, a lot of us know that, but more and more people are remembering that. And it's, why can't we live in peace and harmony? Why can't we all just get along and live our lives by doing our passion? Like if Diana wants to paint all day, why can't she? Why does you gotta know, you gotta pay your bills, you gotta get serious, that shit. Oh, that just used to irritate me. And it's still going on. It's not like it went away, but I feel that's what we're evolving out of eventually. Not, I don't know what that looks like. If everything that they're saying about all the systems, late stage capitalism and it's crashing, how many times has money crashed over the thousands and thousands of years? People always make it, and they always, they always find a way and work with each other because we need each other. That's the main thing. Aquarius.
It's the resilience.
Yes. That was your card too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Resilience.
I'm pretty sure I tucked that card back in. Yes, I did.
It was resilience and illumination.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Well, let's draw a couple cards.
Okay. Yeah. And I just want to say one more thing. It is all about, and this is what we've been working on as we're being upgraded. Our nervous system is taking a toll, right? And it's being upgraded, but we got a lot of that old stuff, that old era stuff hanging on us, pulling us down, saying, no, you're wrong, doubt yourself, oh, you're stupid, or whatever, you know how it goes, the narrative. But keep coming back to our heart. Keep putting your hand on your heart. Just stop for a second, calm your nervous system. Take a breath. Tell yourself, I love you. Your body really likes that when you say, I love you to yourself. I really just want to cry. It's sweet.
You don't have to do other people's ceremonies. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do it the way other people do it.
That's right.
Divine your own.
Yes.
And there's much to be said about the ascended masters and the saints and the angels and those who have walked the earth the generation before us. Those who survived Auschwitz, those who survived World War II and Vietnam and Korea and Desert Storm and
and that's what our bodies remember. That's why we've had such long, deep healing journeys, because do you think about it? Just even in the last 50 years, back to the age varies. It was brutal. We were abused on every level, in every lifetime, or watching others be abused, or your family being abused or killed. Farm living is a life for me. Fresh air.
Living is a life for me.
Gina's place is saying that IMBOC isn't tomorrow until tomorrow, but I know I have it. That is today. Well, I know that
February 1st is the beginning of the season. It's now it's another season. Like Yuletide. Now we're in the IMBOC, right?
Okay.
Tomorrow's Groundhog's Day. It's February 2nd.
Right, Mary Thornberry? But the problem is, what do we replace it with? This is where we got to go into the heart and in authenticity and integrity and say, we can't do it like we've always done it. We've been suppressed and held back, in these systems that were designed only the few knew how to manipulate it. And they manipulated it so bad, they're making $1 worthless. They're making everything, it's pretty, it as it's being destroyed, we're seeing all of it how it really was behind the scenes. I don't think we'll really ever see it all, but it wasn't for the people to thrive. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, you could put the scarf out tonight, right? Erin.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the return. It's popping trees. It's the full moon is at this particular moment where they're exactly across each other, but the full moon isn't over till he goes into another, till grandmother moon goes into another sign. It's still full moon.
Right. I mean, yeah. Jen Sui, I'm sorry, hon. This is part of the flares, the full moon. It is very emotional.
Yeah.
Leo is the heart and is very caring, and you know, when your heart is hurt, you know, this is for something else, like say emotionally something has been triggered, you know, a relationship or your job or something like that, or somebody in your home. And then you have the solar flares and the full moon, and it just comes at you, you know.
Well, and these cards, Jan, though they apply for all of us, this, what I got right here, can maybe help you understand.
Good.
Okay, so we have been in the lost lands, right?
Right.
Soul memories and gifts. You've done this before.
Wow.
But we've been in this lost land.
Oh my gosh, that is so true.
And then what are we doing? It's the void. Those lost lands are in the void where they've made us feel as if we have been voided out. We have been struck out.
Oh.
Okay, so stop. Embrace winter. Hello. Winter is this beautiful time. It is designed to give us a break. Doesn't matter if you live in the tropics or not.
That's right.
It's a different season. There is a reason for it, and it slows you down for a reason. It is not summer 24/7, 365 days a year. It is not.
And time was invented. Even the calendar's been messed with.
That's the void that we are in. That's the void that they keep trying to keep us in. Yeah. But here's what's going on. The returning, okay? Going with the flow, your inner flow. Your blood is circulating, your fire within, your inner dragon. And dragons are horses in disguise. And then the next card is, it's assert your independence. Assert your independence. The little message is carving your own path. And then finally, you have protection. Finding what's important to you. That's what you need to work with.
Yes.
What's important to you. You have protection, Jan, and everybody here. And then I forgot this card was there, because then when we get all of that put back into our soul and our heart, we find bliss and we just dance around throwing somersaults in the air.
And that's what Leo wants us to do. Find your bliss, play, be in joy. You know, that's I love those cards, Diana. Wow, they were perfect. Say them one more time.
Sure. First, we had the lost lands, which is what they keep shoving us into. We know we have all of this inside of us, yet they have voided everything that we have ever tried to do, everything that we've ever tried to be. We get so far and they take it away from us. Yeah. Okay, but now it is starting now, especially when we go into the year of the fire horse and shed this skin. We are returning to our own inner desires and passions and understandings and beliefs. And then we assert our independence, go after what it is that makes you happy. Then we understand that we have protection. And what is it that Mel said last night? Do not let fear stand in the way. It will only block you. Rather put fear behind you so it can push you forward.
I love that. Oh my God,
then you find bliss. I know, that's why I had to write it down.
Yeah,
Mel
you wrote it
was
down
last night.
Yeah, I love it.
Shine your light. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And that was really good. Such a good way of looking at things, And
yeah.
Wow, those cards are just perfect. They were. They're just perfect for today, because this is really what we're doing. Like, humanity is freeing themselves, but we have to remember that we are divine souls, that we have a heart, that we can love ourselves, we can love each other, we can raise in everything up in love. And it sounds, like we've all been told, oh, get your head out of the clouds. You got to go to work. What are you talking about, love? But this is really the way forward. It isn't, we aren't to shut our hearts down. And I don't know about y'all, but I know I did that for a while, because I was trying to fit in. I was trying to do what, how society was. It didn't make sense to me, as a teenager, but I was like, well, I must do that. And it never felt good, and I couldn't do it.
Why are we so cruel to each other when we're all having the same shitty life?
Yeah. And that's just it, right? They not only do they give us this shitty life, but they make us hate each other and divide us. Like I send love to MAGA. I send love to all of them. Do they piss me off? Yes. Their ignorance is beyond anything I could ever. I can't even imagine being that ignorant. But they're not connected to their heart. They've been brainwashed. They've been abused so bad that they think that that's the truth, and it's just awful. You say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Oh, yes, that song used to make me cry. Okay, so I got abundance. Enjoy the beauty of life. Your supply is unlimited. Blessings are coming to you. So that's not a Leo card. I don't know what is. Leos always have really cool hair, but look at those wings. Oh. Cutie, isn't it? So abundance comes in all different forms, just being kindness, abundance of kindness, abundance of food, abundance of joy, right? And then I got shower of blessings. Open yourself to receive and pay it forward. So there's a lot of abundance about sharing, about community, right? We're paying it forward. You're helping others. Help yourself as you're helping others is what I'm trying to say. I think that's just beautiful. And then I like this deck. This is the Golden Future with Diana Cooper. And this is Mary Thornberry. You would like this. This has a lot of cool ideas. She explains the new golden age. There's a book too. It's called The Golden Future. You can get the book or the cards. But the cards also have a little book, a different book. This one is health and healing. This says, tune into your divine blueprint. When I was looking at that, it's to me, it looks like, okay, these are the light bodies, yes, and we're going to crystalline from carbon, and that's where our nervous systems really need a lot of support, because we're going through it physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And then I got education, expand your right brain creativity, and that's Leo too, right? All that creativity and abundance and joy. And that's really the world that we're leaving the old era, going into the new era, but we're the ones that create the new era, and we want to create it under our terms and conditions, not the capitalist society or the capitalist or the socialist. Well, nothing wrong with socialism, I don't think. Communists, though, and capitalism. Certain socialisms, I think we do socialism. You got a water company, you have a bus company, you have electric company.
Oh, yeah. I was hearing this song in my head. Meet the old boss, meet the new boss. Same as the old boss.
Right. And that's exactly what I used to think. I used to be so mad listening to all that music. I'm like, how did I get stuck here? Why am I here? What am I doing? I have to go to work.
This is another song I've been singing all day. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Right. Yep, I've been.
It's so important. I mean, and that's Aquarius. That's that Aquarius. You know, it's just like, why can't we all just get along? Yeah. And Aquarius is always our future. They're always, how can we make it better? What can I do to make it better? You know, because everything is so wrong that Aquarius part of us, if you have it significantly in your chart anywhere, like I have it on my ascendant, so I saw everything that was wrong. I saw it all, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. But I had all these answers and these solutions, but nobody would listen to me. They just thought I was stupid, you know? Go to work. Get to work. Shut up. But anyway, don't forget to do ceremony. Do something with some fire. Light a candle. Speak your intentions. Even you don't have to do much. You can just sit with the candle if you don't want to do a big thing. Get some crystals. I brought... which one did I bring? I brought this pyrite. This to me is a Leo.
Ooh,
pyrite. Isn't it beautiful?
Pyrite?
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Looks like the profile of a dragon.
I know, doesn't it? It's so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
My baby. This is my baby. And you know, just sit with yourself, and any, you know, full moons are for releasing. Remember that. So what is blocking your heart from smiling, from being in joy, from being free, from whatever the restriction is? This is what we want to release. So as we get further into the month and then further into the year, but let's just stick with this month because this is huge. Like Dinah said, this is the month we've been waiting for years, these last few years, you know. And you want to be the leader of yourself, the leader of your life.
Yeah. Why do they think we don't know how to behave? You know?
Most people just want to live their life in peace and do their passions, be with their families and their pets, and enjoy.
Well, the people who think we don't know how to behave are the ones just trying to take control of everybody and everything.
It's stealing children, putting children in cages. It's just, you know, and I don't mean to go there, but that is, you know, that's the reality that we're in right now. And we know by us regaining our strength and speaking up, we will change this. This is not going to stay this way.
God forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Yeah. Yes. We're going to get through it. They're going to get through it. I just can't imagine. And they want to build more of those places. And I hope the Senate is listening. So far, they are. They're not giving them the extra funds. But I don't know. You know, there's so much back dealing stuff. And that's what we need. That's what needs to come to the surface. And that's what Pluto in Aquarius is going to do. It's bringing it all to the surface, no matter how ugly it is. So we can see it and change it. So we're going to get through this. And by the time we see you, we're going to come on next week. Did you want to come on next week again?
Yeah, I thought we were planning on doing a Sunday thing.
I just wanted to make sure before I said no. Or I know, you don't get, your operation is until March 5th. Right. I don't know why I was thinking it was next week. That's why it's not.
Some people thought I already had it.
I know.
They thought it got switched from the 18th of December to the 22nd.
Well, it's crazy.
Like, no, that was just to go see a doctor. Or the 21st of January.
I like that May 5th better because that's after all this, the eclipses and after everything.
Well, and it's right after that.
I know the cages started at New York, Deb. I know the cages started long ago. It's not just no new
Just
ones.
remember the Go-Go Girl cages and dancing. I hated that.
Yeah.
I never thought that was fun. And it was on primetime television at Hullabaloo, on Hullabaloo.
Being a dancer isn't an easy thing. No. Koreans are humanitarians. That's right. And Maureen doesn't want anything for herself. I want to see children loved, fed, and only physically, but emotionally and well as well. And those of us who don't have a place to live where they are safe. And that, I mean, just that alone, the amount of homeless people, the amount of people living in cars and vans. And by the grace of God, I would be there if it wasn't for my children. I wouldn't. You know. In America, this is how we are, and this is why our government, our system needs change. You know, it hasn't been for the people by the people. That's been a ruse to keep us in line. You know. Anyhow, we will be back next Sunday.
Yeah.
We love you all very much, and I know it's a spicy month, and it's going to be a spicy week, but we're getting through it.
Yeah, and go stretch out on the couch and watch TV. Next week is the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, and eat chocolate. Who cares? You know, whatever gets you through.
Yeah.
We love you.
Now, why'd you have to say chocolate? I just myself turned down and like, okay, I'm just going to put on my PJs and stretch out and watch stupid TV.
I am so bad on the chocolate, but it's winter. It's winter time. Yeah, we're going through a lot. We got to nurture ourselves in our own way.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We love you, and we will see you next Sunday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Happy IMBOLC.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's you.